Martin Kemp apparently is scared of the rats. Lisa Riley is rats and creepy crawlies. But they're not alone. Many people are scared of animals. And we've got Nick and Eva here to take your calls to try and help some people to cope with some of the things that they're dealing with. Yeah. Let's start with Sarah, who's on the line. Hi there, Sarah.
Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
So what's your question for Nick and Eva?
Well, I'm 62, and as long as I can remember, I've been absolutely terrified of moths.
Oh, Sarah, do you know when this started? Because obviously no one's born with any fears, with a fear of moths. So do you know when it started?
The only thing I can think of is when I was a little girl, I walked into my bedroom and we had quite high ceilings, and there was this sort of red and black thing on the wall, and I didn't know what it was, and I went and stood on the bed and tried to knock it down, and it landed on my head. I had long hair and it was kind of flapping around and everything, and then when I realised what it was, that's the only thing I can remember. But ever since then, I've been absolutely terrified. If there's a moth in the bedroom, I will sleep on the settee.
Gosh. Wow, OK. Right, so basically what's gone on here, and it sounds like the way that you've related that this is how this started, because I don't think you would have tried to hit it if you already had a fear. So what's happened? You've hit it, it's fallen on your head, and I just want you to consider it. So then, you know, it was stuck in your hair, and in that moment you feel absolutely terrified. And when you're in a heightened state of emotion like that, then basically your brain goes into overdrive, and what it does, it wants to protect you in the future. So if you ever get in a situation like that, it knows what to do, and it'll keep you away from it. So it's basically done that, and it's blamed the moth. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. I know it's irrational.
Right, OK, but what I want you to consider, right, so you blame the moth, and, you know, on behalf of the moth, I don't think it did anything wrong, and I just want you to consider, you imagine, right, so there it is, it's on the wall, and it's asleep, and it's doing no harm to anyone, right, and you imagine, if that was the other way around, and the moth came around, you were asleep, and it knocked you with a stick, and you fell down, and you were waving your arms around like that, you know, because you were disorientated, right? Who's right and who's wrong in that situation?
In that situation, the moth.
But I just want you to consider, you startled them off. You startled them off. The moth didn't do anything wrong, but you blamed it for how you felt, not for what it did. And this is the distinction, really. It's how you felt, not what the moth did.
Yeah, and if you can also kind of just look at the situation and realise that had you not hit the moth with the stick, then the moth would have just stayed there and minded its own business, because it actually wasn't interested in you. It was just a house guest. And the only reason that you got startled was because you woke it up and it didn't know where it was. And when you, like Nick said, when you can kind of look at it from a different perspective and see, oh, yeah, actually, had I not interfered with the moth, then it never would have happened and I would actually be OK. And actually, as a house guest, it was a bit, you know, it was a bit unfair to wake it up and clamp it with the stick.
And also consider, it was only, you know, how do moths get away? Right? They flap their wings and they fly. So it was only trying to get away from you. It wasn't trying to do you any harm. So if you look at it from that different perspective, that should change things for you.
Yeah, and it might be a good idea to start looking at, you know, when you do sort of have that thought process and sort of really kind of consider that, start to look at maybe some photos and pictures and black and white and sort of just move on with it. But it is just making peace with that very start of this, because then you realise, actually, there was a bit of a misunderstanding.
So you need to reframe how you think about the moths and what the moths are trying to do, I think, Sarah. Do you think that might work?
Yes, I think so. I think you're right. You know, it's just that I think every time that's what they're going to do. They're going to dive bomb me. And they're probably not, because if I left them alone, that wouldn't happen at all.
Exactly that. And it didn't really dive bomb, did it? It had no choice. You whacked it off.
Oh, good luck with that, Sarah. Let us know how you get on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we've got Jane. Good morning, Jane.
Good morning.
Good morning. Now, you're not frightened of an animal, but your son is.
Yes.
Tell us more.
My 4-year-old son is scared of dogs. When he was 2, we went to the park and 2 dogs ran at him, barking and nipping at his legs. Although not physically hurt, he was petrified.
And I understand that. And can I ask, so the dog's come running across, what did you do in that moment?
Well, my first instinct is to run over to where he was and pick him up out of the way.
OK. And you said they were nipping. Did they actually break the skin? Did they actually nip him? Was it his clothes?
It was his clothes.
Okay.
He wasn't physically hurt, but I think just the two dogs running at him, barking very aggressively.
And I'm guessing that now that affects him with all dogs.
Yes.
Yeah, OK. So, I mean, the best thing that you can do with that, Jane, is to explain to him in a kind of age-appropriate way what occurred and almost help him to see, well, we always say, see it for what it actually was and not how it might have felt at that moment. And I think the best way to... Does he have any siblings?
Yes, he's got 2 older brothers.
Ah, OK. Did they ever fall out?
Yes, him and the middle one, yes.
Right. OK. So you can actually use that to your benefit in explaining that, sort of saying to him, and pick your moment, almost like, do you remember like, you don't like dogs because something happened? Well, do you know what? I realised that actually those dogs, they were just being a little bit naughty in that moment. But that doesn't mean all dogs are naughty, because you know that your brother can be a little bit naughty sometimes. And I actually think the dogs just wanted to play. But because I scooped you up, they were just sort of grabbing you, saying, hi, hi, and they just wanted to be friendly. And I think that if you can sort of give him some metaphors based with his siblings and that the dogs, they might have been being naughty in that moment, but just because they were naughty in that moment, it doesn't mean that all dogs are naughty, and that they really did just want to play, but they were just being a little bit rough. And I'm guessing that if he's got brothers, that they might play a little bit rough as well, and maybe liken it to that. Like I say, pick your moment and do it in a kind of an age-appropriate way. From that, sort of covertly, stories about dogs, where dogs are like the good guys, and so sort of telling a bedtime story is also a great way to kind of start to incorporate dogs in a positive way so that he can start to make peace with dogs.
Jane, question, has he ever watched Paw Patrol?
Yes.
Does he like Paw Patrol?
He does like Paw Patrol, yes.
You see, I'd use that to your benefit.
Yeah,
that's
totally.
great.
I think that would be a good way to go, because mine loved it. They
Yeah.
went through that phase at 4, so maybe stick on a few Paw Patrols.
Sam he had a little run-in with a pug puppy when he was a similar age, a little bit younger, and was terrified of dogs because of this.
Yeah.
And then in the end, it was, our friends had an amazing black Labrador called Henry, who was the most incredible dog. And it was Sam's relationship with Henry, because he trusted Henry, because he would go up there together. That changed his approach to dogs, because Henry was... So finding a friend who's got a really lovely dog that your son could be around and be calm with, it really helped desensitize.
It does, and also saying that the other dogs were naughty, and he'll never see the other dogs again.
No.
Ever, right?
Yeah.
So you don't need to worry about them anymore.
Yeah, those particular... Yeah, that's a good...
Good luck with that, Jane. It will get better.
Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Jane.
Let's speak to Melody. Melody, you'd be rubbish in the jungle.
I definitely will be. Hello.
Hi there, lovely to speak to you. So let's talk to Nik and Eva. Tell them what you're scared of.
Mice and rats. I literally hate them. I can't even look at a picture. My heart just really, really beats so fast. It's awful.
And do you know where this might have started, Melody?
Yes, I think I do. As a child, we went to Blackpool. I bought some Blackpool rock. I came home. I put it in the cupboard. The next day, I went to reach for it, and it was gone. My sister said the mice had ate it.
Oh.
And that was it. It triggered me off. Obviously, I know now it was her that ate it.
Right, well...
Brothers and sisters are magic, aren't they?
Hey, we've got the answer. I mean, so basically, you were so excited to get that rock.
Yeah.
Right, so excited.
Yeah.
Right, and again, you know, in a heightened state of any, you know, if it's fear or if it's excitement, right? What's happened? You were so excited to go for that rock, and then you found out it's gone, right? So whoever's taken that rock is going to be the bad guy, right? So, so what did your sister do?
She just said, the mice came in the night and just ate the rock.
Right.
And I was so upset. I'm like, are you sure? She went, yeah.
So
it just went.
So you said you were upset, but who actually caused the upset?
My sister, thinking about it, not the mice, but...
Absolutely.
So just pause there. So tell us, what did the mice actually do to you?
in that moment?
Nothing really.
Okay.
It's not the mice. Thinking about it now, it's my sister, but
Right,
it
just
made me
pause for 1
so-
second. So again, the mice didn't do anything in that moment, but what have mice ever done to you ever since? Not how you feel, what have they actually done?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing at all.
I love that word, that's a magic word.
So are we saying that the mice got framed by your sister?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yes,
For
okay.
what my sister did, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
This is a miscarriage of justice.
Yes, yes. And
Free
do you
the
know-
right mice.
Yeah. And do you know what, Melody? You're starting to laugh now. And when
I love that.
I'd really like you to think about that, because I think you've got it and you're realising what actually... Because had your sister not taken your rock, then you would not be calling us now. So it is a miscarriage of justice. They have been framed, and I think that if we were to go take this to a court and place this situation before them, I actually think that the mice and rats would get a not guilty.
Yes, I think I need to have a word with my sister now. Look what you've done to me.
She's been outed on national television.
Well done, Melody.
Fingers crossed that helps, Melody.
Yeah,
in the future.
thanks, Melody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take
You're
care.
very welcome.
Thank you. Next up, we've got Jen. Good morning, Jen.
Good morning.
Hi, Jen.
OK, so what are you scared of?
I'm absolutely terrified of slugs. I have been all my life, and it's really affecting my day-to-day life.
In what way? How does it affect your day-to-day life?
I can't go out to the bins outside because sometimes, well, once or twice there's been a slug under the rim when I've lifted it up, and we've got a utility area in the garage that I can't use because the slugs are in. I see the slug trail, so I know that they're lurking around in the garage somewhere.
Have you ever had a bad experience with a slug?
Yes, I lived in a flat in my early 20s, and there were slugs in the bathroom that the landlord wouldn't get rid of. And I used to come in tipsy after a night out, go into the bathroom in the dark and then put my bare feet on a 6-inch slug. It was absolutely horrific.
Goodness me.
Right.
OK, so the fact that you were about 20 when that happened, usually if we've got any fears, these actually come much earlier. And usually one of two ways, actually. There's some sort of a bad experience, or that was a bit scary, uncomfortable, or we copy a parent. So have you had a bad experience pre-20, like sort of younger age, or does a parent have an issue with these things?
My mum used to be very scared of snakes. I can't remember if she was scared of slugs or not, but I know that she was always very fearful of snakes.
Have you got an issue with snakes as well, then?
Yes, snakes and worms as well.
Fine. Then that's where this will have come from. And the reason being is that whatever issue your mum had was orientated around snakes, but when we're little, we don't really know the difference between what's a snake, what's a slug, what's a worm. They kind of all look different. So ultimately, with this situation, Jen, what I want you to appreciate is that just as you copy your accent, you've copied your mum's issue here, and you've taken it further. What you can actually do is do a fears versus facts list, because you've got... You know, if you write a list of all your fears as they arise, and then look at, right, OK, that's what I think, that's what I feel, but what's the truth in this? And start to ask yourself the question, how many times have I seen a slug? How many times have I ever been hurt by a slug? And then even have a bit of a joke with it and think in your head, thanks, Mum. And just to make you smile, because that'll change your emotion towards them.
And also, when you stood on the slug, who came off worse?
Me?
I love the fact you're laughing, though.
Nick's actually done that once before.
Yeah.
And honestly, I heard this almighty scream and I was like, what?
No, you didn't. I didn't scream. I'm sure I did. I don't remember that.
Never.
But yeah,
Too manly.
I hope that helps, Jen.
Good luck with it,
Thank you
Jen.
very much.
Thanks, Jen.
Get out to the bins and get stuck in. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Interesting stuff. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Eva.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye then.